I already put it in, so at least pretend like you're starting. Like when I announce 59, or we're almost done. Yeah, Ryan, I'm gonna announce you, but
It loaded. Do we click the start streaming button?
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second semifinal. It is the Boston Bounce taking on the SoCal Rising Tide for the right to go to the championship match to take on Team LVC for the 2023 Tier 1 Championship. I'm going to get on the PA here, address the crowd, introduce the starting lineups, and we will have first serve coming up in just a moment. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back at Court 50 for our second semifinal of the 2023 Volleyball League of America Tier 1 Championship Tournament. Our season started all the way back in January. This is the second to last match of the year. The winner of this match advances to the title game to take on Team LVC out of New York. This match features in blue from Irvine, California, the SoCal Rising Tide, and in purple and white from Boston, Massachusetts, the Boston Bounce. Introducing the starting lineups. First, for the Boston Bounce, a 6'1" setter from Wentworth Institute of Technology, number 12, Colin Ritter. A 6'4" outside hitter from Northeastern, number 5, Brendan Barron. A 6'3" outside hitter from LaSalle University, number 17, Jeff Vautrin. A 6'5" opposite from Virginia Tech University, number 23, Sam Albus. A 6'5" middle blocker from Endicott College, number 9, Nick Kasperzak. A 6'7" middle blocker from Rivier University, number 22, Francis Kokoros. And a 6-foot libero from LaSalle University, number 7, Ryan Jackson. Boston is managed by Jeff Vautrin. And in blue, the starting lineup for the SoCal Rising Tide, a 6'2" setter from UC San Diego, number 20, Alec Jewell. A 6'3" outside hitter from Vassar College, number 4, Andrew Kim. A 6'7" outside hitter from Long Beach State University, number 21, Serge Nadazdin. A 6'5" opposite from Concordia University, Irvine, number 9, Owen Chun. A 6'5" middle blocker from UC Irvine, number 22, Ian Castellana. A 6'10" middle blocker from Cal Baptist University, number 23, Chris Johnson. And a 5'11" libero from Concordia University, Irvine, number 5, Blake Omarshin. Never mind, he's wearing number 7. As SoCal is managed by Ryan Radira. Best 3 out of 5 sets, semifinal match. Winner advances to the league championship game. First serve coming up next. The Boston Bounce in white and purple on the near side serving. The SoCal Rising Tide on the far side in blue receiving semifinal number 2 of the 2023 Volleyball League of America Tier 1 Championship, live from AAU Nationals in Orlando, Florida. My name is Rob St. Clair. Thanks for tuning in live on the VLA YouTube channel. It will be Colin Ritter, the extremely good Boston setter, to start us off. High swing there, slowed down nicely by the Boston block. Immediate transition chance, and Sam Albus on the right side produces an immediate break point for Boston. Number 23 in white, Sam Albus on loan this week from the River City Flow. These roster moves approved by the VLA board. These players eligible for this Tier 1 championship tournament. Best 3 out of 5 sets here to see who will take on Team LVC this afternoon for the title. And an overpass forced here by Ritter. Vautrin out of the back row hangs and slaps it high off the block and out of bounds. And the Boston captain, Jeff Vautrin, number 17 in white, the head coach now at his alma mater, LaSalle University Division III program in Boston. First team All-VLA outside hitter a season ago. Good start for the Boston Bounce. This is a rematch of yesterday's pool play match, won 3-0 by the Rising Tide. Off speed there from Kim, tipped up in the air by middle blocker Nick Kasperzak, and a hittable ball for Brendan Barron is hit out of bounds, looking for a block touch and did not get it. So the Rising Tide are on the board. Barron on the right side. That ball hit out of bounds into the antenna. No touch off the block either. That was a bang-bang play. What did the ball hit first, the antenna or the block? It was the antenna. So tied up at 2. Rotation 1 receive here for Boston. Albus there, slowed down by the block, but libero Blake Omarshin for the Rising Tide can't quite make the play. Brendan Barron back to serve. Outside hitter out of Northeastern. Looked really good yesterday in the Boston Bounce's 3-set win over the Phoenix Ascension to take the number 3 seed in this bracket today. But Barron misses that serve short. Tied up at 3 here early on. And Andrew Kim, number 4 in blue, out of Vassar College in upstate New York. Maybe the Rising Tide's best server overall yesterday, and that's a good one there. Handled nicely by Vautrin. Not great contact in the middle there by Nick Kasperzak, and now Owen Chun will take his first swing, and he puts it right on the baseline. Owen Chun, the lefty for the Rising Tide, number 9 in blue, out of Concordia, Irvine. His second season in the VLA. Really explosive, really dynamic, and hit some pretty crazy angles. Will be the Rising Tide's go-to guy out of system on offense. Here's Kim again. Pretty good fight-off pass by libero Alexi De La Cruz for Boston. Tight set to Vautrin. He recycles himself. Good play there. Then Vautrin takes another swing and is able to terminate this time. That is an extremely high-level outside hitter play. Difficult set, tight on the net, big blockers in front of him. He taps it into the block, gets his own rebound, and then transitions off quick to have another swing. That is world-class stuff. And now Nick Kasperzak, the middle out of Endicott, back to serve. Flick to the backside to Chun. Kasperzak down the line, isn't quite able to handle that one. Tight pass. Ritter gets up, gets two hands on it, and Albus on the right side puts it away off the fingertips of the block, plus a SoCal Met violation. The Boston Bounce playing in the Tier 1 playoffs for the second straight year. They were promoted into the VLA Tier 1 after the 2021 season and have now gone 2 for 2 on playoff berths, the only non-founding 5 team to make the playoffs both this year and last year. That ball served way out of bounds by Albus. The Rising Tide playing in the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. One of our founding 5 franchises, founded by Daniel Davidson in Irvine, California. Here is Chun back to serve. Perfect pass. Vautrin on the left side, down the line, dug by Chun. Kim sends it over, but right on top of the net where Colin Ritter, the front court setter, was ready and waiting to tap it down. Tied up at 6. Pretty balanced volleyball here so far in the first set. Best 3 out of 5 sets in our second semifinal. Winner of this advances to the championship game at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Serge Nadazhdin, the excellent outside hitter, fights off that serve. He takes a roll shot on the left side. Now a chance for Kokoros, the middle in transition, who goes off the block of Chris Johnson and out of bounds. So Boston takes the lead on the kill out of the middle in transition. Vautrin from the service line, very dangerous. Good rip there, but just long, well watched by Kim and Omarshin. That sends Serge Nadazhdin back to the service line. If you could build an outside hitter in a laboratory, it would look a lot like Serge Nadazhdin. 6'7", great arm, good ball controller, and insane competitor. Another kill there for Francis Kokoros, the middle out of Riviere in New Hampshire. Number 22 in white for the Boston Bounce. Now goes back to serve, where he's always an entertaining character to watch from the service line. Always goes after it 1,000%. Can be very dangerous, but sometimes to his own team. Let's see what Frank's got here. And right on cue, an ace serve, Francis Kokoros. One serve, one service ace. He could be an X factor for the Boston Bounce from the service line in this match. He certainly was last night when Boston beat Phoenix in pool play. Serve off the tape. Kim is underneath it all the way to Chun on the backside, but he had to stay behind the attack line, so he had to send it over with 2 hands. Kim, though, slowed down by a good block touch by Ritter. Now Ritter, the front court setter, pulling some blocking attention away with the aggressive jump move there. Kasperzak would have gotten the kill in the middle, but he also got a net violation from the Rising Tide block. So good work here from the service line by Kokoros, and Boston leads 10-7. Another good serve by Kokoros. Gets the ball back for Boston on a free ball. Barron slowed down by the block. Kim now against 2 blockers and a beautiful deep cross-court swing that got the Rising Tide out of that tricky rotation. Really good volleyball so far from Andrew Kim in his VLA debut. Suited up yesterday for the Rising Tide for the first time and was extremely impressive. Not a great pass there by Vautrin, a little bit through his hands. Hittable ball, though, for Albus out of the back row, who looks for the fingertips and does not find them. Break point there for the Rising Tide. Serve here of Chris Johnson, number 23 in blue, one of the very finest middle blockers in the league. 6'10" monster out of Cal Baptist, formerly played for the United States national team. But that serve, not his best. Hybrid serve there from Ritter is a good one. Look at that. He tosses it with spin like a jump serve and then hits underneath the ball to take all the spin away. And that knuckly, nasty serve gets the better of Blake Omartian. And Boston leads by 3. Ritter has a ton of service variety, and I really like the use of the hybrid right there. That one, a more traditional jump spinner. He's looking for the position 1 sideline. Didn't miss it by much. The Rising Tide get out of that rotation. Here is Alec Jewell, the setter out of UC San Diego for SoCal. Look at that one-hand set. Colin Ritter to Sam Albus, destroyed on the left side. That was a brilliant play by number 12 in white to get one hand on that ball and put it on a platter for Albus to swing at. Very nicely done. 13-10 Boston. Every single match of this tournament so far has been 5 matches, all 5 sweeps. Could we finally see one? It goes more than 3 sets. Oh, look at that. Vautrin swinging for the fingertips and doesn't get the call. Taking a rip on the second contact. Like that play. He doesn't get the block touch. Here is Kim, one of SoCal's best servers. Good one there, but handled brilliantly by De La Cruz. Albus over the block on the right side is dug by Kim. Great look in transition, but Chun can't really get a swing. Vautrin against 2 blockers, high off the hands of Castellana and out of bounds. Rising Tide gotta take better advantage of good transition looks like that. That was a good dig by Andrew Kim in position 6, but set from Jewell to Chun too far outside. Chun inside the block of Vautrin, 1-on-1. Gets the kill cross court. Here is Castellana, the middle blocker out of UC Irvine. Perfect pass there. Vautrin hammered down the line, definitely touched off, I think, the outside of Jewell's leg, the right back defender. Nice push by Ritter all the way to the outside. Well, it looks like someone from the Boston Bounce YouTube channel is in the live chat right now. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the YouTube live chat who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. I can see your comments. Perfect pass there, and the first kill of likely many, destroyed by Chris Johnson in the middle. That ball will never be the same, and I think that might have bounced up and hit Lexi De La Cruz, the libero. He is sitting on the ground still. All right, De La Cruz good to continue. Just had a conversation between our 2 officials, unrelated, so we are good to go. 13 serving 15, Chun, the lefty, back at the line. And another service error there. Oh, look at that. The lucky tape trickler ace. Jeff Vautrin catches a break. Diving Chris Johnson couldn't get underneath that. That is as lucky of a serve as you could ask for. Perfect pass, but not a good set by Jewell. Boston does have to send it, though, over as a free ball. Now Johnson again, a better look this time, and he's able to put it away. That connection with the Rising Tide have played 3 different setters this weekend so far. Jewell in right now. We've seen Mason Tufungo. We've seen Josh Friedman as well out of Hawaii. All 3 have connected with Johnson in the middle pretty well. That ball overpassed by De La Cruz, and Johnson slaps it to the floor. So the Rising Tide back within 2. But just to finish that thought, that Chris Johnson gap ball, or that 31 ball, is such an important part of the Rising Tide offense. The connection so far from Jewell to Johnson, at least in this match, hasn't been the best, so keep an eye on that. Albus out of the back row, really nice range down the line, and Kim loses balance, catches the bottom of the net anyway, so Boston certainly will take that point. Here is Kokoros to serve again. Had an ace last time. Kokoros grunts as he lets that ball go. Another not great set from Jewell to the middle. Free ball chance here for Boston. Kasperzak slowed down. Not a good set at all there to Chun. Only able to hit a roll shot from the ground. Now Barron cross court is dug by Omarshin. Roll shot from Kim, dug easily. Ooh, indecision there from Ritter where to go. Free ball here for the Rising Tide. Gotta take advantage of this, and they do. Kim off the block and out of bounds with some sloppy volleyball there by both teams. (16-18) here, the score getting later and later in the first set. The Rising Tide's best ever finish in a VLA playoffs was second here in Orlando back in 2021. That ball is crushed down the line by Brendan Barron of Boston. Either of these two teams is going to have to earn their spot in the final and will probably be the underdog, according to most, against Team LVC, whoever gets there. High off-speed shot there from Kim. De La Cruz to Vautrin out of the back row in transition, put away beautifully. Look at that tempo from Boston. It's like a pretty good second tempo ball after the libero steps in as the setter, keeps his feet behind the attack line, and Vautrin there at the right time. That was pretty impressive. And now Boston gaining momentum. They lead by 4 here late. Time out Rising Tide, their first. Out of the timeout, Boston continuing to serve with Colin Ritter staring down the finish line here in the first set. SoCal's offense needs to improve. They have not been clean on the second contact. Good ball there from Jewell. Chun dug cross court. Barron with a difficult swing in transition. He's dug, but right on the net where Kasper Zak is waiting and punches it to the sideline. Nice swing by Brendan Barron, number 5 in white, in a tricky situation. And now the Boston lead is 5, 21-16. Ritter can go back and unleash from the service line. Decent pass there by Nadazhdin. Castellana in the middle underneath that ball a little bit and hits it out of bounds. Man, this is really interesting. Yesterday in both the Rising Tide's matches, they beat Boston 3-0. Then the Rising Tide lost to Team LVC 3-0. But in both of those matches, their setter to hitter connections looked very good. Not the same thing here on Championship Monday. That's served by Ritter, just barely out of bounds. Wow, Barron is stuffed straight down. Ian Castellana comes out of nowhere to close the block with Andrew Kim. Big block there for the Rising Tide. Could be a momentum turner, and Boston still stuck receiving in rotation 1. Pretty good pass there by De La Cruz. Albus tipped on the left side, and Jewell diving can't quite get there. Smart off-speed choice from number 23 in white, and now Boston can taste the first set, 23-18. Good high swing there from Chun on the left side off the block. Vautrin giving chase by the stands. Can't quite bring it back, so the Rising Tide achieves a side out of rotation 1 on their side. And now I would argue that the Rising Tide's last chance in this set rests on the right shoulder of Andrew Kim from the service line, and he is very capable. Let's see how Boston can pass this ball. They don't have to. Kim comes up short, and now set point for the Boston bounce. Nick Kasper Zak, their new middle blocker, will have the honors at 24-19. Tight pass. Kokoros on the overpass. Crushes it to the floor off of Castellana and out of bounds. And that'll do it. The Boston bounce impressively start this semifinal match with a pretty convincing set 1 win. 25-19 over the SoCal Rising Tide. Very different from yesterday's match between these two teams where SoCal won 3-0. So Boston draws first blood. But still plenty of volleyball left to decide who is going to the final. Teams will change sides, and set number 2 will come up in just a minute. The Boston bounce wins set number 1, 25-19 over the SoCal Rising Tide. His best 3 out of 5 set semi-final match. Winner of this one advances to the season-long championship match this afternoon. Intensity is only going to go up from here. Get over to court 50 to check out the action. Ready to go here with set number 2 live from AAU Nationals in Orlando, Florida. Rob St. Clair here with you on the VLA YouTube channel for the 2023, Tier 1 Championship Semifinal. With SoCal Rising Tide in blue on the near side, trail 1-0, but they start off the second set there with an overpass kill by Ian Castellana. That ball served out of bounds by Jewel on the float serve. No lineup changes for either team to start the second set. Rising Tide still with Chun at opposite, Kim and Nadazhdin at the outsides. Castellana, Johnson in the middle, Omarshan at libero, and Jewel at setter. Beautiful cross-court swing by Chun to get the ball back. Jewel directing traffic, goes back to the right side to Kim, and he's rejected off of his head on its way out of bounds. What a block. It is probably Brendan Barron and Nick Kasperzak. I'm not sure which one got a piece of that. It was a beautiful move, and Boston takes the lead on Colin Ritter's serve. Not the best service effort there from Ritter. Pretty good pass. Kasperzak in the middle, dug beautifully by Omarshan. Great looking transition for Nadazhdin, but not great hand contact. It goes down the line, but misses the sideline and the hands. Rising Tide so far not very good at all in transition offense. That's more like it from Nadazhdin. Beautifully cross-court inside the block. Now Chris Johnson to the front court to do some work in the middle. Tight pass by Barron off the tape, and Chris Johnson on the overpass swing puts it away easily. Break point there for the Rising Tide to take the lead 4-3. Pretty good serving there from Castellana. Out of system swing coming here for Vautrin. Sharp cross court inside the block of Johnson. And a diving Castellana can't come up with it. Very nice swing by the Boston captain. Here is Nick Kasperzak, number 9 in white. Back to serve from the middle for Boston. Not a great pass there by Kim. Chun over the block, dug by Barron. Albus in transition, dug by Kim. Really difficult swing from Chun. He hits a good roll shot to take the setter, Ritter, out of the play. Now tight ball for Vautrin, but too tight. Chun waits till it gets to his side and pounds it to the floor. It's an out-of-system setting mistake there from Boston. The Rising Tide take the lead 5-4. Oh, look at that block from Nadazhdin. Great left hand to take the line away from Albus. And Johnson there as well, but Nadazhdin will get credit for that block for sure. 6-4 Rising Tide. Nice move there. Repeat set to Albus off the bump set. He's looking for the fingertips and did not find him. No touch detected. So a little run here. Owen Chun staying down at least to a degree. Just keeping a float serve in play. And it's working. Of course, just as I said that float serve drifts out the back. Tough pass. Kim's going to have to send over a free ball. Great look here for Boston. That is a back row attack violation. Yep, and Kim recognized it immediately. The libero set that from in front of the 10-foot line, and the Rising Tide will get the point. Good call. Lexi De La Cruz, number 11 in black, the libero for Boston, set that ball overhead, and Ritter attacked it. After the libero set it from inside the attack line, that is a back row attack violation. Good call there. Ooh, Nadazhdin wanted that one. He thought that ball was in, out by less than a ball width. Beautiful pass by Omarshan. Johnson in the middle, off the tape and dug. Set by Kokoros. And Kim almost able to bring that back by the barrier, by the stands, but not quite. Beautiful dig. Lexi De La Cruz at libero for Boston, and then Brendan Barron with the kill. Yeah, that thing's just slow. It's 7-8. 7, right? Johnson there on the back one. Sky high and a nice little tap down. (9-7) Rising Tide the score. We got it correct on the broadcast, just making sure we got it right here in the house. Kokoros in the middle. That's a good block touch by Castellana, but the ball falls on the Rising Tide side. That would be a dig that most teams would like to make. And now Kokoros goes back to the service line, where he's been extremely good so far this tournament. Let's see what he's got here. That one, a bit of a spatch, not good hand contact, and well out of bounds. So now back to where we started, rotation-wise. Jewel serving for the Rising Tide. Albus here out of the back row, off the block of Kim down the line, and comfortably out of bounds. So nice side out there for Boston. They are within one, 9 serving 10 after one full trip around the circle of rotations. Perfect pass by Omarshan. Castellana in the middle. Maybe a tiny bit of an underset ball, but Castellana finds the angle across his body. Very nice pass there by Blake Omarshan, number 7 in white. A whole lot of Concordia University Irvine influence in this Rising Tide team, starting from manager Ryan Radira and several of his former Eagle teammates. Really good pressure there from Kim. Tight pass, and Ritter, the backcourt setter, could not legally go up and block that ball. So he left the net open for Castellano, who taps it down. Good pressure there from Kim. Serving and passing, the name of the game. And volleyball really at all levels, but especially this one. I would argue that the reason why Team LVC is such a favorite and has not dropped a set yet this tournament is because they've been the best serving team by far. But both of these two teams right here can certainly serve the ball, despite that miss there from Kim. But both of these teams have pretty scary servers. And some nice variety with the occasional float server mixed in. I do like that. I think it's valuable to have at least one, maybe even two float servers out of your 6. Good pass there by Omarshin. Nadazhdin dug cross court. Transition play. Vautrin off the block, and Jewel right by the Rising Tide bench can't quite run it down. Perfect block defense dig to transition for the Boston Bounce. The Purple Frogs are within 1. More service pressure here. Out of system swing coming from Nadazhdin. Recycled off the block. Sent back over to Boston. Diving De La Cruz is there. Now Albus is stuffed straight down. Big block there from Castellana. Ends a pretty good rally. It was a smart shot earlier by Nadazhdin, softly into the block to get it covered. And then the Rising Tide block ends up winning the point. 13-11 SoCal. No luck there for Castellana from the service line. Perfect pass there by Kim, and crushed. What an angle cross court by Owen Chun. That is nasty. Albus on defense hanging out inside the attack line, and was in the would have been in the right spot to defend that had it not had so much pace. Amazing range from Owen Chun, and now he goes back to serve. Look at that speed, lightning fast ball to the outside from Ritter, and thrown down by Vautrin with the left hand. Boston is within 1. Sam Albus back to serve, who yesterday against the Phoenix Ascension went on a devastating service run. I think 4 aces in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's one. Oh, never mind. Ooh, I thought that ball might have been in. Called just out of bounds long, and the Rising Tide catch a break. Ooh, nice change-up serve there from Nadazhdin. De La Cruz is there. Vautrin dug deep cross court. Now a look in transition. Gotta have this for Kim, and he does. Nice swing down the line. And at least by my memory, maybe the first legitimate transition swing and kill for the Rising Tide in this match. They're improving in that area, and they've got a 3-point lead. Good high flat swing there by Vautrin off the block of Jewel and out of bounds, targeting the right guy in the Rising Tide block for sure. You do not want to hit at Chris Johnson. 6'10" with long arms. All that is going to do is put you on the highlight reel in a bad way. Now Vautrin back to serve. A serve. Wow, what a rocket by number 17 in white. That was a fireball in the seam between Omarshin and Kim. Boston within 1. That was beautiful. Let's see if Jeff can do it again. Perfect pass that time by Omarshin, and quickly to the middle for the practically automatic Chris Johnson. Rising Tide holding a narrow lead here, and we get a substitution, number 14 in blue, Aaron Kuby. At least I think, yes, going to have sort of a blocking sub, yes. So Kuby in for Alec Jewell, the setter. No recognized setter on the court right now for the Rising Tide. They want Kuby to block this ball. Kuby actually can set, though, in a pinch. And he's going to get a chance to block here against Barron. Decent touch. Kuby going to send over the third contact. Albus out of the back row, ripped down the line off the middle blocker. Johnson, who was playing defense on the left sideline and not able to be kept alive. So the blocking substitution is undone. Jewell back in for SoCal to set the offense. And Kokoros goes back to the line for the bounce. Pretty good pass there by Kim. John flying in out of the back row. Man, that physicality is just insane. I really like that setting adjustment from Jewell. Much higher, much further in front of the attack line, even though it's a back row attack. Give Chun time and space to jump as high as he can and go get that ball. That was beautiful. Good sign for SoCal. Jewell back to serve. Perfect pass there. Kasperzak in the middle, blocked and covered. Albus down the line. Beautiful stab by Omarshin. Kim gets his feet behind that ball, takes Albus out of the play. Now Barron on the left, deep cross court and out of bounds wide. Pretty good volleyball there from both teams. But well watched by the Rising Tide as it goes out of bounds, and SoCal's lead is 3. Much better volleyball here in the second set from the Rising Tide, the West Division champions. Barron is rejected. Chun and Castellana combined for the block there. And the Rising Tide pushing for perhaps a 1-1 tie in this semifinal match. It would be a first this week. We've had strictly sweeps so far through 5 matches. Oh, look at that read. Kim all over the Ritter dump attempt. Barron now slowed down by the block. Chun in transition finds a little weak point between the two Boston blockers. Puts it down cross court, and now the Rising Tide lead is 5. 21-16. Good run here for the Rising Tide, and yeah, no surprise. Boston calls time out. They're first of the second set. We might be headed for a 1-1 tie. So out of the timeout, Alec Jewell on a little bit of a run here for SoCal to put the finishing touches on this second set. Boston needs side out. They're not going to get it yet. Chun on the right side, high ball, dug cross court nicely. Vautrin comes out of nowhere to take a swing and finds a tiny bit of space between the Rising Tide blockers and puts it away. So a much needed side out there for the Boston bounce, and now Ritter has some work to do at the service line. But not a good effort there. A float serve missed out of bounds long, and the Rising Tide inching ever closer. Pretty good service pressure here from Kim. Tricky swing from Albus. The Rising Tide block pulls away, and now they've got to look in transition. Chun adjusts, and Kasperzak, after that ball deflects off the net a time or two, can't quite keep it alive on the Boston side. So Andrew Kim's service pressure paying a lot of dividends in the second set, and Boston basically out of time to try and make a comeback here. Looking like it's going to be 1-1. See if Brendan Barron can go on a bit of a run here for the Purple Frogs. Not this time, and set point for the Rising Tide. We're going to have a serving substitution with that honor. It is Ryan Radira, the Rising Tide captain and manager. Number 1 in blue, the backup libero out of Concordia Irvine. And let's see what he's got here serving on set point. Ball out of bounds long, and Radira will go back to the bench disappointed. Not too disappointed, though, as his team still has 5 chances to side out and win set number 2 on the serve of Nick Kasperzak. Nadazhdin covers himself, and Omarshin trying to keep the ball alive. Can't quite do so. Good block there, one-on-one by Sam Albus to save another set point. Kasperzak again. Set point number 3 for SoCal. Tight pass by Nadazhdin. Jewel gets up there. Kokoros touched that ball while it was in the plane of the net, and Jewel, a back row player, doesn't have the right to go up and get it. Yep, he's getting that call explained to him, but that is absolutely the correct call. Good, smart play by Kokoros, recognizing the back row setter going up and touching it, so another set point saved. Chun with a high ball swing for the set. Decent touch by the Boston block, but right on top of the net where Chris Johnson was ready to pound it to the floor, and the SoCal Rising Tide respond. They dropped the first set 25-19, but they win the second set 25-21. We are all tied up in the second semifinal at 1 set apiece. So teams will change sides, and it will be a best of 3 from here on out to decide who goes to the championship match. Set number 3 coming up in just a minute.
Allez la France!
Les Bleus. Nations League? No, not this. No, I was there a couple weeks ago, but I won't be there in California. It's a bummer. Fill this up too.
I got you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, set number 3, live from Orlando, Florida, in the 2023 VLA Tier 1 Championship semifinal tied 1-1 between the Boston Bounce and the SoCal Rising Tide. Best of 3 from here on out to decide who plays in the final. My name is Rob St. Clair. Thanks for watching live all over the world on the VLA YouTube channel. Second to last match of the 2023 season. Underway here in the third set with an out-of-system swing from Chun. Great looking transition for Boston. Vautrin out of the back row. Pounded to the baseline. Beautiful set choice there by Ritter. And Boston starts the third set well. Nice recycle there by Chun off a big block in front of him. Now Kim can have a swing. Deep cross court. Vautrin is there. Nice dig. Barron tip down the line. Really smart play. A little bit inside, little tight. Throws it down outside the block and off the wing defender. Nice defense to transition there by Boston. Seems like the near side of the court is the good side so far this match. Both teams playing better when they're closer to the camera. Not a great pass on the float serve by Nadazhdin. Tricky swing from Chun is slowed down. Well, actually, just deflected high off the fingertips of the block, and no Boston defenders deep enough to run it down. So, good shot by the lefty. Serve missed out of bounds by Kim. Barron will go back to the line. Ooh, that ball is just long. Very close. Less than a ball width out of bounds. Pretty good serve there from the middle blocker Castellanos. We return to action. Vautrin ripped cross court inside a big double block and rockets off the defender into the spectator stands. That is an awesome swing for number 17 in white. Very nicely done. Johnson's tip in the middle is kept alive. Another looking transition. Vautrin again carving up the Rising Tide block and defense right now. I wonder where that went in relation to the block. Wherever it was, it looked convincing. Very nice work. Kasperzak again. A float service error, my favorite. The teams have been giving me a hard time at how violently I react to missed float serves. I do not like missed float serves, so if you don't miss them, I don't have to make fun of you on the broadcast. Here's Chun. And what do we just say? If you don't miss float serves, Owen, I don't have to make fun of you on the broadcast. Here is Albus back to serve. Pretty good pass there from Omarshan. Tight set to Nadazhdin, tipped over and dug. But right on the net for Johnson, and Ritter can't quite get there in time to slow him down. Oh, huge block there by Kim against Albus, who came flying in out of the back row. Might have had to broad jump the tiniest bit too far. And Kim was all over him. Great block there. Rising Tide back within 1. All right, 7-5, the correct score. Jeff Vautrin back to serve for his Boston bounce. Pretty good pass there by Omarshan. Sean ripped out of the back row. Really good set that time by Jewel against the flow. Generated the one-on-one, and at this level, one hitter versus one blocker is advantage hitter 100% of the time. Nice shot there from Barron. Good vision. Saw that space in the center of the court and didn't have to hit the ball as hard as he could to place it in the right spot. Good service pressure there from Kokoros. Chun out of the back row is Doug. Ritter, the setter, jumps and sends it over, but a net touch by the Rising Tide block. I guess Ritter somehow baited one of the Rising Tide blockers into the net. And that allows Kokoros to go serve again. 9-6 bounce. And that ball over to Chun and put away cross court. No ball handling errors in this league as far as the ball is set in one motion and stays on your team's side. We are never going to call a double. So I heard someone screaming about the way that ball came out. Not going to get called, not in the VLA. That ball right through Barron's hands. A diving De La Cruz can't bring it back. It's basically a float service ace there for Alec Jewell. And the Rising Tide are back within 1. Good float serving by Jewell here. Out of system swing from Albus is slowed down nicely. Omarshan to Chun. High off the hands again. And Owen Chun heating up has tied the Rising Tide. Up with Boston at 9. Good little pushback here from SoCal. Been cool to see these inter-division matchups so far this tournament. We don't get to see teams like the Rising Tide and the Bounce play each other all that often. Sharp cross-court shot there by Barron, misses out of bounds, and the Rising Tide take the lead. See teams play within their divisions a bunch. Every team plays their own, each of their division opponents 4 times at least. It's not including anything that can happen at the Divisional Cup tournament, but only the VLA Cup, the biggest event in terms of number of teams of the season. That's the only time Tier 1 teams from opposite divisions might see each other until here in the playoffs. Chun is stuffed straight down that time. No coverage off the block. Barron and Kasperzak combining to tie us up once again at 10. Not a great pass by Nadazhdin. Predictable ball to the outside to Chun, and Vautrin digs it. Barron tipped down the line, and the touch is, yes, Touch is called. Kim disagrees. He did not think that he touched that ball on the block. Maybe he's talking about the defender. Maybe Jewel got it in position 1. But regardless, Boston takes the point and the lead. Not a great pass. It ends up being a float service ace for Colin Ritter. Shanked into the bottom of the net and to the floor. Talking about Ritter's service variety. This one's sort of a change-up knuckler. Basically a true float serve. And Rising Tide cleaning up the floor, literally, and also to break up Ritter's momentum a little bit. Better pass there from Nadazhdin. Castellana in the middle, blocked and covered. Now Chun will take an out-of-system swing, and the lefty through the block is able to put it away on the left side. Not an easy spot for most left-handers to hit on the left in rotation 1 like that for Chun. But he finds a weak point in the block, puts it away, and gets the Rising Tide back within 1. Here's Andrew Kim. Really tight set there to Nadazhdin and nothing he could do. A smart play by Albus to pull his hands away, not give Nadazhdin a place to tool. And the Rising Tide can't even send that one over the net, so the Boston lead is 3. Make it 2 on the service error. All right, somebody makes a serve. Kasper Zak gives us some volleyball to watch and then makes a great defensive play. Free ball here now for the Rising Tide. Chun chopped off the block of Vautrin, but now a net violation against Vautrin on his way down. That gives the Rising Tide that point. Deep cross-court swing there from Albus. Didn't get the block touch, nor did he catch a piece of the court. So, unforced error. Rising Tide are back within 1. Pretty good pass there. Repeat set to Albus over the block. Gets the ball back for bounce. Real tight one to Albus there. He's slowed down by Nadazhdin and dug pretty nicely. Now Surge rolls, keeps it alive. Tricky one for Albus there. He tips it down the line and Omarshin is underneath it. That ball dug by Barron. Great rally here. Vautrin looking to end it. He swings for the fingertips and does not get them. So we're tied up at 15. Very good rally there. But the error at the end. That serve just trickles over the tape from Chun. Boston in a tricky situation. Now can load up 3 guys against Nadazhdin. They slow him down. Albus tipped. Jewel is there. Nadazhdin rolled. Ritter is there. Vautrin is rejected by Johnson. That was a straight down block, so much so that the ball hit the net. Boston complaining about a net touch. I definitely didn't see one, and the Rising Tide take the lead. Kokoros in the middle around the block of Johnson. Off the defense, and we're tied at 16. Pretty good pass there by Kim against Albus. Chun blocked straight down out of the back row. Vautrin is there along with Kokoros. No coverage on the Rising Tide side. Boston hasn't blocked that many balls, but that is a big one, and they take the lead and let one of their best servers get another chance at the line. A serve, look at that, right on cue. Sam Albus capitalizes on his second serve attempt. Rips an ace off Kim and into the floor, and the Boston lead is 2. Getting interesting here late in the third set. All 3 sets so far, we've had very close volleyball through about this point right here, about point 17 or 18. Could this be the run where Boston pulls away? Another good serve. Out of system swing here from Nadazhdin is dug cross court, but right on the net for Johnson. And man, Chris Johnson patrolling the net this entire tournament has just been a force on any of those 50-50 balls or little overpasses or over digs like that. You get it into Chris Johnson's window and see you later. So the Rising Tide side out Albus. They get Serge Nadazhdin back to the line. 1 point deficit. Okay, good scoop there by Chun. Kim with a tricky chance to take a swing, but he does. I think Ritter, the blocker, pulled his hands away. Left some space. And, yeah, I think that's Andrew Kim with a very difficult situation kill, but he puts it away, and we're tied at 18. So good fight back here from the Rising Tide. Vautrin, good dig there by Omarshin. Great looking transition for Kim. He puts it through the block off speed. And the Rising Tide take the lead. Very nice string of points here on the serve of Serge Nadazhdin, and the Rising Tide, who have struggled a little bit in transition offense, now have 2 transition kills in a row by Andrew Kim, and now a 1 point lead. Vautrin slowed down by a pretty good block touch. Jewel to Kim again off speed. That play made by Albus. Great pancake. And Vautrin hits it. And man, hittable ball after that pancake play to be able to take a swing. That is remarkable. And Vautrin aggressively puts it away. That is a big saving point there for the Boston Bounce. And we are tied at 19 all. Vautrin here to break the tie. Perfect pass by Omarshin, and blasted to the floor in the middle by Chris Johnson again. Textbook. First ball side out by the Rising Tide off a perfect pass. You're going to have to commit a lot of blocking resources to Chris Johnson if you want a chance to slow him down. Wow, look at that. Colin Ritter turns at the last moment and throws it down with two hands. Nice play by the front court setter. Big serve here from Kokoros potentially. It's passed perfectly. Castellana in the middle hangs and rips that across his body. Slowed down by the block, but not enough. Rising Tide retake the lead. Tight situation here. Any point on serve would be enormous. Alec Jewell, the setter, back to the line for the Rising Tide, had a nice little run last time he went to serve. Perfect pass there. Kasper Zach in the middle off the defensive Jewell and out of bounds. Smooth first ball side out there for Boston. 21 all. Who is going to get that break point? Somebody will eventually. Could be headed for our first overtime of the tournament. I think we had a 25-23 yesterday. I don't think we've had any overtime sets. It might be about that time. Ooh, not a good service error there from Colin Ritter. Ace serve there. Andrew Kim shanked off the platform of Alexi De La Cruz and couldn't quite be chased down. So there is the break point, or there is a break point. Could it be the break point? That remains to be seen. The Rising Tide lead 23-21, and a smart timeout here from the Boston Bounce. Now in a 2-point hole. How big could that ace serve be? We'll find out after this timeout. So the Rising Tide have taken the advantage off the ace serve of Andrew Kim. They lead 23-21. Could Kim get another one right here out of the timeout? No, he cannot. Good timeout from Boston. They get the error, but now work to do on serve. It'll be Brendan Barron, the outside hitter. The Rising Tide sides out twice. They will take a 2-1 lead. Ace serve. Oh my goodness, what a response. Brendan Barron drops one right in front of Omarshan and Kim. And we're tied. What an answer for the Boston Bounce. And now the Rising Tide respond with a timeout of their own. What a clutch serve by number 5 in white. Timeout SoCal. Now we are tied at 23 all. So all the drama here in the third set now out of the timeout. Barron gets that serve in play. Chun is dug by De La Cruz up into the rafters. Didn't touch a thing. Ball still alive, but a free ball for the Rising Tide. Chun again. Cross court ripped off the defense and out of bounds. Now the Rising Tide will have a set point at 24-23, but they're going to have to do it on their serve. Potential overtime situation here. Ian Castellana, the middle blocker, will serve for the Rising Tide for the set. One side out for Boston. We're going to overtime. First to get 2 points clear from this point on. Takes a 2-1 lead in the match, and that serve missed short. 24-all. Deuce situation. First to get 2 points clear takes the set. Nick Kasperzak will serve for Boston. Inside ball to Chun, slowed down nicely by a very good block touch. Kokoro sets Vatra and he gets covered. Albus a little outside the antenna. Good defense there from Jewel. Nadazhdin inside the hands, off the block and down cross court. Good rally there. Couple good swing chances for both teams, but it's won by the Rising Tide. And now Owen Chun will serve for the set for SoCal. Aaron Kubi in off the bench as a blocking sub for Jewel, number 14 in blue. Ritter to Vautrin. What a dig by Omarshin. No setter on the court right now. Nadazhdin has to send over a free ball. Now Vautrin again, blocked by Johnson and just barely out of bounds. Oh my goodness, that was close to the sideline. But Boston gets away with it. Now Jewel will come back in to set for the Rising Tide. 25-25. Sam Albus back to serve for the Boston Bounce. And that's now Sam comes up short. Set point coming up for the Rising Tide again. Serge Nadazhdin against Boston's rotation 4 receive. Ritter, a front court setter, if he wants to be aggressive. Pretty easy serve. Vautrin to stay alive. Cross court outside the block and misses the sideline. Unforced error there. And the SoCal Rising Tide escaped the overtime situation, and SoCal leads 2-1 in the semifinal. It takes set 3 27-25. Okay, the drama building here. Coming up next is set number 4. Boston with their backs against the wall. Their season on the line. Can they force a 5th set tiebreaker, or will it be SoCal who advances to take on New York in the final? We'll find out when we come back with set number 4 in just a minute. Gentlemen, the SoCal Rising Tide took that set in overtime, 27-25. Rising Tide lead Boston 2-1 in the semifinal match. Could this be it, or will we have our first 5-set tiebreaker of the weekend? Just about ready to go here with set number 4. My name's Rob St. Clair, live from Orlando, Florida, for the 2023 VLA Tier 1 Championship. The second to last match of the season is currently being led by the SoCal Rising Tide 2-1, and the situation is clear. If Boston does not win this set, their season is over, and the Rising Tide will play Team LBC for the title later this afternoon. No lineup changes for either team that I can see. No, excuse me, there's one actually. Ryan Jackson, number 7 in black, is in at libero for the Boston Bounce. All right, we got all the Rising Tide players, so we are good to get started. Alec Jewell will serve for SoCal on the near side as set number 4 gets underway. And Nick Kasperzak beautifully kills that ball in the middle to start set number 4 for the Boston Bounce. Colin Ritter back to serve has just had a brilliant season for Boston ever since the beginning, all the way back in February. Ritter's been the guy at the setter position for Boston, and now his team needs him to engineer a comeback, potentially force a tiebreaker, and keep the season alive. No consolation match at this tournament. If you lose in the semifinal, your season is over. Andrew Kim, after that side out, goes back to serve. Pretty good pressure there. Albus, the opposite on the left side, is dug easily by Omarshin. Now Kim out of the back row. Good dig there by Ritter. Jewell to Nadasdin. Tipped over the top of the block, and no defenders there to keep it alive. Pretty good defense by both teams, but Andrew Kim will continue to serve. Tight pass, and Vautrin slaps it to the floor. Nothing Jewell can do as a backcourt setter. Good service pressure there from Brendan Barron, who had that clutch late ace in the third set to force the overtime, even though Rising Tide ended up winning the set. Chun against 2 blockers, slowed down nicely. Good touch there. Albus, deep cross court, and can't quite be dug by Kim. Break point there for Bounce to take a 2-point lead. Nice block defense. More good serving from Barron. Not a good pass by Nadazhdin, and it's basically an ace serve. Jewel can't run it down by her up official stand. 5-2 bounce. Brendan Barron coming alive here from the service line. Oh, what a scoop by Ritter, but it can't quite be brought back as it's over into the spectators. Good rip down the line that time by Nadazhdin to respond. Easy float serve there from Castellana. Albus down the line, right on the sideline. Very nice inside-out shoulder action there. Kasperzak back to serve. Boston's lead is 3. 6-3 in the fourth set. Ooh, nice play by Kasperzak, diving off the block touch, and a hittable ball for Vautrin, but it's dug by Kim. Tight set to Nadazhdin. He challenges the block, and he's stuffed straight down by Sam Albus. Here comes a little bit of that offensive inconsistency from the Rising Tide, sort of like we saw in the first set that Boston won pretty easily. If they don't turn that around, we are definitely headed for a tiebreaker. Easy roll shot dug there against Nadazhdin. Vautrin off the block and out of bounds. 8-3 Boston. What a start. Rising Tide offense cannot take a legitimate swing in this particular rotation. Kasperzak again. Yep, that's more like it. All the Rising Tide wants to do at that point is get Chris Johnson the ball, and Jewel there is able to do so. Hey, look at that. Nice move. Alec Jewell with the stuff block. Nice left hand. Shuts down Jeff Vautrin. And Chris Johnson there as well. Break point there for the Rising Tide. Repeat set there to Vautrin and a laser beam right to the sideline cross court. Nice shot there. Good shot there by Chun out of the back row. Splits the seam between two blockers. Man, this kid is physical. He is up there ridiculously high. Here's Nadazhdin. Been a little quiet so far. Albus out of the back row, dug nicely by Chun. Really good move. Now Nadazhdin out of the back row off the tape and kept alive. Vautrin blocked by Johnson. Coverage is there, but can't be run down. On the second touch, Chris Johnson having an influence in the blocking game, and the Rising Tide are back within 2. Okay, the Rising Tide pushing back. Nadazhdin again. Good pass by Vautrin. Through the block this time goes Jeff Vautrin and able to find the floor off the touch of Johnson. Vautrin back to serve, trying to lead his Boston Bounce franchise that he founded to a 5th set and potentially a final. But that ball served out of bounds. Here is Kokoros for Boston back to serve. And wow, look at that. Just about to kind of put some pressure on him to deliver from the service line, and he does. Ace serve. Shanked off maybe both the platforms of Nadazhdin and Kim. 4-point Boston lead. Really good pass there by Kim. Kim hangs and pounds that ball to the back line. Ball maybe a little bit slower than he was expecting, but Kim athletic enough to still take a swing. Ooh, good scoop there by Jewel. Castellana keeps it alive, and Chun sends it over. Albus, oh my goodness. Yeah, Albus can't. Albus is going to get a kill for that. He sent it over with 2 hands because he couldn't jump and stay behind the attack line, but Jewel completely lost his footing and slipped, and the ball hit the floor. It looks like Jewel's okay. That's good. That's step one. We also want to make sure the floor is good to continue. Very lucky break there for Boston. 13-9 the score with Ritter back to serve. Good service pressure. Tricky shot here from Nadazhdin. And Albus can have an out-of-system swing now in the front court, but he misses cross court, doesn't get the touch or the sideline. Andrew Kim for the Rising Tide, certainly capable of closing this gap right here and against Boston's rotation 1 receive. This is a pivotal rotation for both Boston to side out and for the Rising Tide to apply pressure. 10-13. There's the pressure. This will be a free ball at best. Where does Jewel go with this? Not a good set at all to Chun, but an incredibly lucky break. Chun standing on the ground, hits that roll shot off the tape, and it falls in front of the Boston defenders. Man, it's been interesting. Set 1, Rising Tide offense just did not look good. Alec Jewell was really struggling to locate the ball. Then sets 2 and 3, it completely turned around. Looked like an entirely different team, but now here they are. Back to generally poor setting, I think is what's going on right now for the Rising Tide. But they only trail by 2, and they've got their best server at the line. Here's Kim again. Albus dug by Kim, but out of bounds wide on the Boston side. Good swing by the opposite Sam Albus. Tight pass by Omarshin. Jewel's a back row player, and smart play by Kasperzak to go up and touch that ball. Back row blocker violation is the call, and the correct one. And Barron will serve again. Quietly been one of Boston's best servers.
Is it your bag? Oh, it's in there. Oh. You're so stupid.
Oh, float service errors, my favorite. Castellano misses that one long. (16-12). Could we be headed for a tiebreaker in the semifinal? Another float service error. Wow, not a good pass there by Barron, all the way up at about the attack line, trying to pass that ball with his hands, and he kind of shanks it underneath the net. That's an ace serve for Owen Chun, technically. And it's 14-16. That is inbounds, overruled by the up official. Ace serve Owen Chun again, 2 straight float serves in a row. Boston disagrees. They thought the line judge's initial call of out was correct, but our up official very certain that that ball was in. I don't have the best view on it, so I don't really have an opinion, but in is the call. 1 point game now. Albus, deep cross court, restores some order for the Boston bounce. Good high, deep swing. The bounce lead is back to 2. Johnson in the middle is dug by Albus. Rare chance to slow down Chris Johnson, but KJ responds with a one-on-one stuff block against Sam Albus. Tricky swing for Albus. He had to get his feet way to the inside to even have a chance to hit that ball, and Johnson was there waiting for him. 1 point Rising Tide deficit. Serge Nadazhdin. Good pass there by Barron. Vautrin off the block and out of bounds, coming right at where I'm sitting. (18-16) bounce. Jeff Vautrin has a chance to provide some huge insurance from the service line right here. Pretty good fight-off pass by Omarshin. Kim, deep cross court and in, plus a net touch by the Boston block. Excellent passing there. Just fighting off a tough serve by Blake Omarshin. Got to give liberos credit. But now Omarshin to the bench as Chris Johnson, the middle blocker, serves. Rising Tide trying to get this level. Decent touch there by Jewell. Kim's going to have a swing for the tie. And he looks for the fingertips, but does not find them. That was a really good look for the Rising Tide, but hit out of bounds. I'd like to see Kim transition off the net a little bit more, get another step or two in his approach, and then be able to hit a better shot. Kokoro serving now. This could potentially be a nail in the coffin moment if he can deliver an ace. And he can! That ball is in. Oh, wow. Never mind. That ball's called out of bounds. I thought for sure that ball caught a piece of the baseline, but out of bounds is the call. And there's the throwdown by Colin Ritter, feeling robbed by that previous call. And he takes the point into his own hands. Boston leads 20-18. Chun high, slowed down by a pretty good block touch. Vautrin beautifully stabs at it, and Albus with a hittable ball puts it away the deep position, one corner. What a transition play for the Boston bounce. That was gorgeous. Started with a very good dig by Jeff Vautrin, and now 21-18. Ritter serving to extend ever closer to potentially a 5th set. Chun somehow through the block of Albus and Kasperzak. And the Rising Tide get out of rotation 1. And now it is Andrew Kim's turn. Oof, not Kim's best service effort that time. And now it is looking like the Boston Bounce have control of their destiny in this 4th set. Brendan Barron has served really well. Here he goes again. Oh my goodness, look at that. A tape trickler ace. Very, very lucky break. But every team gets them. Rising Tide call a timeout here, but it might be a little bit of a too little too late situation. Looks like Boston is in a good position to force a 5th set. Brendan Barron serving for the Boston Bounce out of the timeout. 23-19, emergency time for the Rising Tide if they want a chance to win this thing in 4. Chun, really tight set, slowed down by the block. And Vautrin sends it over. Aggressive set from Jewel there to Castellana. Wow, from 4 meters off the net, easily way behind the attack line. Aggressively feeds it into Castellana. I love that play. Nice setting. And Castellana now will go to the bench for a service substitute. Ryan Radira, the backup libero, number 1 in blue. 20-23. Rising Tide needs some block defense right here. Perfect pass by Jackson. Albus blasted down the line. Gorgeous swing. Man, that is a big block in front of him of Nadasdin and Johnson. Sam fearless up there. And now set point Boston at 24-20 for Nick Kasperzak. Good float service pressure. Nadasdin has really struggled passing some of these balls. Now Boston's got a decent looking transition, have a swing for the set, but not a good bump set there from Ritter. So the Rising Tide stay alive for now. Owen Chun to stay alive, to prevent the tiebreaker at least. Good pass by Barron. Kokoros in the middle, dug by Chun. Kim tries to run it down and just runs out of space. So that will do it. The Boston Bounce wins set number 4. 25-21 for the first time this weekend, and in the biggest match so far, we are going to a tiebreaker. A 5th set sprint to 15 points to decide who plays in the final and who goes home. Gonna be intense. 5th set coming up next. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Set number 5 of the Tier 1 Championship Semifinal, live from AAU Nationals in Orlando, Florida. The Rising Tide looking to go back to the championship match for the first time since 2021. Boston looking to go to the championship match for their first time ever. And it will be decided with 1 set to 15 points. Teams will change sides when the first team reaches 8. The Rising Tide from Irvine, California, starting on the near side serving. And they got a good block touch and a chance in transition here, but not a good set at all by Jewel. Kim is just doing well to send it over. But Kasperzak punishes them in the middle with the wrist away, put away, and Boston takes the first point. Colin Ritter, the Boston setter, has put together an all VLA caliber season, getting his team to the playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Float service issues big time. That one off the tape and shanked by Nadazdin. Touched a 2nd time, but that's effectively an ace there from Ritter. Every break point in a 5th set is magnified just that much more. So little room for error, and 2 sloppy plays so far by the Rising Tide. Not a very good pass by Omarshin. Kim sends over a free ball. Albus on the right side, after having passed that ball, got his feet all the way to the sideline and had a swing. That is such a good play and a great set choice by Ritter. Boston leads 3-0. What a start, putting pressure on SoCal's rotation 1 receive. Someone's got to pass a float serve here. Good one there from Omarshin. Castellana in the middle is Doug. The Rising Tide get the ball back. Not a very good set there by Jewel with one hand. Albus for another point on this service run, and they get it. 4-0. What a start for the Boston Bounce. Might need an immediate Rising Tide timeout here, and yes, they take one. Really sloppy volleyball to start this 5th set by the SoCal Rising Tide. Boston capitalizing. It's 4-0. First to 15 wins. Out of the timeout, Ritter serving again. Rising Tide need to get out of this rotation right here. Kim can have a swing. He's slowed down. Another chance for Boston. Barron is stuffed straight down. What a block by Andrew Kim. Huge right hand. And finally, the Rising Tide are out of rotation 1. So Kim now goes back to serve with work to do. And that will not help. An aggressive serve, but a service error. 5-1 Boston. Here's Brendan Barron, who served the ball really well. Just out of bounds long on the jump spinner that time. Overpassed. Not a good pass there against the float serve, and Johnson follows through on his swing and touches the top of the net. Too tight of a set from Alec Jewell. Yeah, definitely the right call there. That looked like Johnson hit the top of the net to me. 6-3 Boston. Kasperzak to serve. Good block touch there by Vautrin against Chun. Chun again, dug by Ritter. Albus sends it over. Chun a third time, dug by Barron. Albus, high hands, dug by Kim. Oh, huge rally, finally won by Serge Nadazhdin. He's able to get the good deflection off the block of Francis Kokoros. Rising Tide stay within striking distance. It's 4-6. Not a good pass. Right through the hands of Brendan Barron. Ace serve Owen Chun. It's a 1-point game. Out of nowhere. It was 5-1 Boston a split second ago. Another not great pass from Barron with his hands on the float serve. Good dig there by Omarshin. Nadazhdin's going to have a swing for the tie. Rolled, but Ritter is there. Albus dug nicely by Kim. Chun has to adjust to a ball. Now Vautrin can have a swing. Can this be it? No, not yet. Another great dig by Kim. Free ball chance. Vautrin down the line off the block of Jewell and out of bounds. So many good defensive plays there. Good touches, pretty good swing chances. But the Rising Tide unable to be aggressive enough to terminate. 7-5 bounce. Beautiful pass there by Kim. Nice touch by Kokoros, though, to slow down Johnson. Vautrin, sharp cross court, dug by Omarshin, but that is not coming back. Kim and Chun can't chase it down by the barrier, and we will have the side change at 8-5 Boston bounce. Been back and forth ever since that huge start by Boston. They went up 4-0. So this is not a timeout. This is just the teams changing sides. Boston will now serve on the near side with a 3-point lead. Sam Albus to serve. All the pressure on the Rising Tide right now to get back in this, but they catch a break there on the serve short. Beautiful pass by Jackson. Albus is blocked out of the back row. Kim puts it right on the sideline, and it's a 1-point game. What a comeback this would be. The SoCal Rising Tide have clawed back from a terrible start in this set. And we got a ball game, 7 serving 8. Vautrin slowed down by a great block touch from Johnson. Transition chance, Kim through the block of Ritter. And we are tied 8-8 after Boston led 4-0. First to 15, win by 2, goes to the final. Nadazhdin to serve again. Tight pass by Barron. Ritter gets up for it. One-handed feed to Vautrin is dug. What a play by Omarshin. And another great play by Omartian. Amazing coverage. Chun off the block out of the back row. Unbelievable rally by the Rising Tide. Blake Omartian. Their libero was everywhere, and Owen Chun gets the kill to take the lead. 9-8. And maybe a timeout here from the Boston Bounce. Yes, timeout Boston Bounce. The Rising Tide have come all the way back to take the lead in the 5th set. Nine-8 Rising Tide out of the timeout. Can this crazy comeback effort from SoCal continue, or will Boston equalize after they started the set so well? Kokoros in the middle, dug nicely by Chun. Right on the net. Ritter wins the joust play, but somehow dug by Johnson. No for contact call. Vautrin is, though, able to score on the left side, and we are tied. Ritter stopped playing for a moment there, thinking that that ball deflected off of 2 different Rising Tide guys. But Vautrin does get the kill, sends himself back to the service line. It is 9-9. First to 15, win by 2, goes to the final. Loser goes home. All the pressure in the world right now, and Vautrin does not deliver that time from the service line. Wow, what a swing by Sam Albus out of the back row. Amazing range to go to the line there, and Johnson couldn't keep it alive. Kokoros back to serve for Boston. He has been lethal at times. But not this time. Good pass there by Vautrin. Barron against 2 blockers is blocked and covered. Albus out of the back row off the head of Castellana, and Nadazhdin giving chase. Can't get there in time, so we are tied up at 11. Colin Ritter, who started this 5th set off with the run that got Boston to a 4-0 lead before the Rising Tide responded. What can he do here? Chun high off the block, and a center line violation by Chun. Would have been a kill. The ball was in the air for long enough that Chun came underneath the net, interfered with Sam Albus, and Boston is going to take this point. Yeah, very clear call. And because Albus got interfered with there, he came down a little hard. Boston, despite winning that point, is actually going to take a timeout. So it is 12-11 bounce. Centerline violation against Chun is the call, but timeout Boston, their second and final. So out of the timeout, Boston did win that point. Called timeout to give Sam Albus a minute after crashing into the ground. Now they lead 12-11, and Colin Ritter will serve. Not a great pass by Nadazin. Again on the floater. Chun inside the block is dug by Jackson. Huge transition chance. Barron rolled down the line off the defense and out of reach. Huge transition break point there for the Boston Bounce. Rotation 1 trap is on. The Rising Tide stuck in this rotation again, just as they were to begin the set. Struggling in float serve reception and not having a lot of great attacking options. 13-11 Boston. Kim off the block and into our up official, therefore out of bounds. So the Rising Tide get the side out they were looking for. But now they need a break point. The Boston Bounce are 2 points away from going to the final. 2 side outs is all they need. We have a substitution in here. Aaron Kuby in for Alec Jewell, and it's actually just a setter substitution to maybe dig a ball and set in transition, but it is Andrew Kim to serve. He has been the Rising Tide's best server. They need him to put pressure on, and inbounds right here. He does. Not a good pass by Jackson. Ritter is able to rescue it. And somehow Ritter delivers a hittable ball, and Sam Albus scores. Unbelievable. How on earth did that turn into a Boston point? That might be match deciding right there. That was exactly the serve that the Rising Tide needed. And now with match point bounce coming up and Brendan Barron to serve, we have a timeout Rising Tide. Their second and final. Match point Boston. How did you do that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just tried to simulate it. I almost started going for the second ball.
That was amazing.
I hit it. I was like, oh.
Match point Boston Bounce. Brendan Barron, 14-12 lead, serving to go to the final for the first time in franchise history. Good pressure. Omarshan passes a perfect ball. Chun, sharp cross court. What an angle. Keeps the match alive, but this is it. This is the point right here. It will be Ian Castellana to serve. No substitution for him. Match point Boston number 2 in reception. Could this be it? Vautrin, Ritter, Vautrin, stuffed straight down by Chun. Oh my goodness, SoCal survives. We're still going. It is overtime in the 5th. What a block by Owen Chun. Unbelievable. I thought that was it for sure off a perfect pass. But now Castellana will serve again. 14-14. Overtime in the 5th. First to get 2 points clear goes to the final. Albus tipped over the block and down to the floor. Great off-speed choice. Boston will have another match point, but they're going to have to do it the hard way. They're going to do it on their serve. Nick Kasperzak, 15-14. Match point bounce. Their third chance to win it. Rising Tide clean up the floor. They have rotation 3 receive. Chris Johnson is in the front court. You better believe the ball is going to the middle if it's passed well enough. There it is. Right on cue. Chris Johnson dents the floor inside the attack line, I believe. That is a layup. Automatic in the middle for Chris Johnson off a good pass. 15-15. Owen Chun back to serve, and Boston has struggled a little bit passing this float serve. That's a good one. Quick ball to Vautrin on the outside. Beautiful delivery by Ritter. And Vautrin, the captain, delivers another match point chance now for the Boston Bounce. It is Sam Albus to serve for a spot in the final. Both teams are out of timeouts. He will clean up the floor on the Rising Tide side. Could this be it? Could Sam Albus deliver the Boston bounce? What a storyline that would be to the VLA championship final. Match point. Great serve. Jewel runs it down. Chun can hit this ball. He does. Ritter stabs at it. Vautrin's going to have a swing for the match. Chop down the line and in! Yes! Jeff Vautrin finds the sideline in transition, and the Boston Bounce are going to the championship match. 17-15 in the fifth. Boston, for the first time in franchise history, will play for a Tier 1 title. What a semifinal victory over the SoCal Rising Tide. My goodness. Congratulations to Boston. What a win. Huge for their franchise, but the work is not done yet. We now know the final. It will be an all-East Division matchup between the New York Legion Volleyball Club. Team LVC will take on the Boston Bounce for the title. It will not be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern like scheduled, because that's in 15 minutes. It'll be maybe more like 2:45, maybe 3 p.m. for serve. We will update you on that here very shortly, but congratulations to Boston on the win, and congratulations to the Rising Tide on a well-fought match and a brilliant season. Wow. That is the match of the weekend for sure so far. The final is up next. Rob St. Clair signing off for now. Thanks very much for watching. We will be back in about half an hour for the last match of the season. Wow, what a match. The Boston Bounce takes it 17-15 in the fifth over the Rising Tide to book themselves a spot in the final. Amazing volleyball from both teams. But coming up next is the championship match. Scheduled for 2:30. We're definitely not going to hit that. That's in 15 minutes. Something like 2:45, between 2:45 and 3 p.m. first serve of the title game for the 2023 season. Come back on court 50 to check it out.